is Undone by Dale, imperfect, on purpose, and this is part 2 of my Q&A, an unplanned part 2 because I've just been taking my time answering questions and not watching the clock. So yeah, this one might be a bit shorter and it may or may not include an unboxing or two. So stay tuned. This question comes from LMC Nelui. Sorry, I can't figure out how your username works. What's next on your list from Hermes? Can an Hermes 30 be a good work bag option or not? This is a 30 and yes, I think it's a good work bag option. I've got an organizer inside of mine, but that's because I fell for all the hype about 7RP organisers and spent a lot of money on one that I don't know is particularly necessary, but there's lots of room inside this bag. So if you're happy to wear it open like this instead of closed up, yes, you can actually fit your 13-inch MacBook inside of this one. You can fit a remarkable notebook, you can fit a decent sized iPad, and if you don't take any of those in your bag and you're happy to take a separate bag, which I do a lot of the time, I have like a backpack with all my laptop and keyboard and mouse and everything in it, and then I take a separate handbag. Of course, it's great. You can fit a little lunchbox in here, and I've done that before. So yeah, if you want to use yours functionally, I'd highly recommend a Birkin 30. This one from Maria, not a question. Thank you for a fabulous year. You are honestly a breath of fresh air. Thank you, Maria. That's really lovely. I know that you're only a recent subscriber and you're always very encouraging and very complimentary in the comments, and I do really appreciate it. It's nice to get feedback, especially from people who've been around a long time and say, hey, you know, been here a while, don't often comment. New people who kind of check in and let you know that they've recently discovered you and enjoying your content, and people who are consistently around but comment only from time to time. Those sorts of that kind of feedback, I should say, is really appreciated, especially from me, so thank you very much. Sky run the show. Have you planned for your retirement? I just realised I'm kind of old and terrified, lol. Have I planned for my retirement? Actively not yet, but yeah, it's something I do need to plan for. I mean, you know, practically speaking, Mr. Addiction, aka my husband, he's 10 years older than me. We just bought this big house, and that's going to work for us for, you know, quite a few years, but then it's not. And, you know, not having, let's just say, not having a lot of people in my life I'd be confident to make decisions about my health and well-being. A, because I've seen how they've coped with things that are happening now, or B, because it's not a responsibility I'd want to put on people who, you know, aren't comfortable with that. You know, not, for those of you who don't know, oh God, I wouldn't ask my parents to do that. I think my husband's particularly, he would make more emotional decisions, I think, rather than practical ones. A couple of my besties, the same. So yeah, I don't know how the practicalities of those decision-making things would actually happen. My family have got a pretty good history of living a long time, meaning that I would need to think about some kind of aged care or some kind of thing. I do think about it a lot, but I haven't actively done anything besides, you know, our retirement accounts and things like that. So yeah, did that seem as uncomfortable as it felt? Authenticleaders.dk, I shared a post about the new Dior bags. Any thoughts? Yes. Without going into details, I just love how fresh and beautiful they are. None of them are for me. They're a little bit too girly. They remind me a little bit of that super girly trend that was across Asia with, you know, baby pinks and bows and dressing up like little girls. I am waiting for the more mature, feminine, womanly options to come out that take whimsy just up a notch, I think. So for me at the moment, they're a little bit girly. I would love them to kind of, I'm waiting for the less bows and pinks and things and more, yeah, a more sophisticated approach. But I love how playful they are, for sure. Another question. Do you believe in astrology? You must have a Libra placement. You have an eye for beauty. Do I believe in it? It's a hard one. To believe in anything, I require proof. I find astrology fascinating. I think it's one of those things that it's novel and it appeals to you, especially in moments of when you're a bit lost. I studied astrology as an enrichment subject when I was in year 11 and 12, just for kicks. As somebody on a cusp of Scorpio and Sagittarius, I guess that made me question a lot more, because I find it difficult to get a reading that seems accurate, and I know that my bias is to just pick the bits I like from each one and say, oh, that's me. So do I believe in it? I think there's a lot of coincidences. I want to believe in it. I like getting those little pep talks and affirmations and mantras pop up in my feed. But I don't know, convince me. Drifting into fantasy. Wish you and your loved ones a fabulous 2026. How is it with your tailor-made suit? Oh, thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you as well. The suit saga. Look, I do need to make a video on this. I've just got confirmation that my friend Nadia's chargeback has been received from her dispute, and I was waiting on that because I've got some shocking footage of the quality of her suit. Mine was okay made but poorly fitting. Hers was poorly fitting and poorly made. Just like, it's anyone who's contacted me about doing the same thing, I've said don't, and here's why, and showed them photographs. Do I want to do that more broadly? Yes. Do I feel concerned that this is, you know, damaging for a person? Yeah, but also their reluctance to make good says a lot about their business ethics. Do I think that me making a video is going to put them out of business? Absolutely not. Do I want to protect you guys from making the same mistake? Yeah, I do. So I will start to think about how to craft that video. What I will say is look up the difference between a bespoke, custom and made-to-measure suiting. Then ask yourself if you're happy for somebody who doesn't really sew at all, just to measure you and send the measurements off overseas somewhere for something to be made, sent back, fits poorly, pins it, sends it to a local sweatshop to get fixed, gets sent to you in a garment bag covered in cutting room floor scraps and bits of cotton and what have you, in a nondescript cardboard package, not even a box, for, you know, $3,000 just thrown over your fence. Really, that's just a preview. Lux Glamandy, what you got for Christmas? I've answered that one. Thanks for your question. Not much. And that's what I wanted, FYI, so I'm not dirty about that. Georgie, if you haven't already seen, I've shared a few posts from Georgie, otherwise known as the Lux Hunter Melbourne. She started a new Instagram page where she is going to source bargains for people. She's helped me a few times find things on sale. She's often sharing sales and coupon codes. She's often posting deals for free, but she will also work for you for a very small fee, and she'll source what you want. You buy it, she just sends you the links, you buy it, and you save the money, and you'll save whatever less her fee, which is very reasonable because she's looking anyway, so you give her a reason to do what she loves. So definitely check her out. I will link her Instagram in the description box below, the Luxe Hunter Melbourne. She asks, when is your next overseas trip? Where is it to? That's a good question. I definitely know I'm off to New Zealand, but that is for a professional development program, so that'll be happening around mid-year, and at the moment I'm only going for that. I'm not extending it for a holiday or anything. I did really want to commit to doing a safari, a game park safari in Africa this year. I'm going to look into that a little bit more. The places I want to go don't advertise their fees online. That's going to tell you something, right? So I guess I need to get a little bit more serious about dates and things so that I can figure that out. Yeah, I'd love to go back to Japan, but I don't want to go in warm weather. I really don't. City escapes in warm weather, no thank you. And there's a lot more of Tokyo that I want to see. So I think I might, wait again till the end of the year and do a little getaway as well. Georgie also asks, are LV perfumes worth it? Look, you're asking the wrong girl. I say yes. This one, Stellar Times, is insanely expensive, and this would be my third bottle of it. I adore it. It is, I discovered it a fair few years ago now when it first came out, and I fell in love, and I'm like, oh, how do I spend that much money on fragrance? And then I think I might have been in Paris. Yeah, it was the trip I went to Paris 2023, and I purchased it then, and every time I go overseas now I just keep buying it because that's the cheapest I will get it. I also love For Everyday Rose de Vence. This one's been refilled twice, so I've gone through that 2 and a bit times. I keep my perfume collection pretty small. I'm not someone who has a bazillion different ones. In saying that, I've got Le Sable Rose. It's to about here, and this is my first bottle. So this is one that I tend to wear layered over Rose de Vence for an evening look scent fragrance, and I also tend to wear this more in the winter time. And one of my recent favourites, which I've used a lot, it's been my daily, is Elves. And if you know when I purchased this, you can see how much I've loved it by how much I've used it. It's a really lovely, it's a heady but summer fragrance for me. And so those are the 4 that I love. For my husband, I purchased La Immensity. That is the sexiest scent I've ever smelled in my life, and it smells unbelievable on him, to the extent that other men in our circles have smelt it and gone, what is that? If I was going to wear some kind of fragrance, that would be the one. And so, you know, he's his own little influencer now. There's quite a few guys who are wearing that as well. So I say absolutely. That's an everyday luxury for me, is fragrance, every day. There's not a day that goes where I don't wear it. So I love it. And the next question is favorite fragrance. It's got to be Stellar Times is my favourite, to the extent that it's kind of associated with me now. So there's a woman at work, she's fairly, you know, low key, she's not into beautiful things, and she knows, she will often say to me, she goes, I can be walking around a corner and I will know that you're around the other side of it because I can smell you. Not in a creepy way, I hope, but I love that that is the scent that she associates with me. That's not a bad brand to be carrying, I don't think. Georgie, favourite holiday destination? It's Italy. Italy everywhere. Italy in summer is my favourite place in the whole world. I would love to go and do a sabbatical there, but I don't know if I would ever leave My camera keeps overheating, so if I look different, it's because I needed to take a break. This next question from Lauren Team with the Theme. Could I please see Gary, Errol and Chucky all together? I will take a photo for you, Lauren, and I will pop it right here. The bird obsession continues. Rosie Rose M. When/why did it become cringe to buy nice bags? Can people let me be with my expensive bag? Oh my God, Rosie, do I feel you? Do I feel you? Yeah, I do. It's not cringe. I was talking to a colleague about some other things about judgment. The other day, my colleagues just bought a new home and people thought it was okay to ask her, well, first of all, make the statement, wow, that would have cost a lot of money. And second, what did you pay? And I have to be honest with you and say that since we have moved, you can easily find out who's comfortable with you living your life the way that you want to, and potentially in a much different way than what they do at this point in their life, or what they like, or what have you. And that plays out in terms of comments made before coming, visiting, on the side. It carries over to my husband's hobbies. It carries over to my hobbies, especially. Women are the worst in terms of saying, oh, you'll spend money on that, but you won't spend money on that. And it's like, do I tell you how to spend your money? I think a lot of it's projection, to be quite honest. People feel insecure about how they show up in your presence, and then it's going to be your fault, not their fault, your fault. And so they'll make it your problem. They try and make you smaller so that they can climb back up the status ladder according to how they're feeling about themselves in that situation. Not because you've done anything, you've just showed up as yourself. And yeah, I just think don't be around those people. It's so hard to accept that your personal choices affect other people's perceptions of themselves to the extent that they want you to change who you are so they feel more comfortable about themselves. So if you're doing what you genuinely enjoy doing, then don't apologize for it, and just spend less time with the people that are trying to pull you back from who you are. Chantal, when are you going to receive your Fendi pre-order? Good question. I need to message Christian. I don't know, now that we're starting to see Dior's spring summer drop and it's only January, I was thinking it would be March. Maybe it will be earlier than March. I don't know. So yeah, I'm excited to see when I'm likely to get my message. I expect that the conversation will go something like, the bags are on their way, the bags are here, then a full, pictorial video kind of situation of the bags. Then I definitely confirm that I want them, and then if so, they will get shipped here. If I don't want them and there's something else I want, I can transfer the credit. All sorts of things. So it's going to be kind of an exciting time in the next few months, I suppose. So don't worry, I will keep you posted 100%. Tin Can Caravan. How do you see your luxury journey in the long term? I am not on a journey. I am just an enthusiast of beautiful things. So I don't see anything changing in my life. Like, I've always found a way to integrate luxuries into my everyday, whether it be through wearing a fragrance, whether it be through my initial, purchases, which were sunglasses and continue to be. Those are the things where I would dabble even when I didn't have the means to invest. I've never bought fakes. I've never bought dupes. But I have always purchased things that are beautiful and luxurious and probably beyond practicality, right? Unnecessary. I always have. And I do not see that changing as the years go on. So in terms of a journey, it isn't one. It's just how I live. And if there are things in my life that I am looking for that have a practical purpose or serve a need of some description, I'm always going to have a look at the luxury options first. I just will. Yeah, I don't see that changing at all whatsoever. Chantel, is the next trip to Japan with Mr. A already planned? It's not. We have a trip planned. We're going to do like a, sailing around the Whitsundays thing, which will be quite nice. Japan, I think I can get him to go. I think I can. Time is the issue. He doesn't get a lot of time. But I think Japan's a good option because the time difference is only like an hour from Brisbane. So I think in terms of his responsibilities in his company, it would be easier for him to feel less remote going to Japan than somewhere like South Africa. And the last question is from my good friend Connor at The Closet by Connor. I'll link his channel below. He's actually started to do some videos again. Crazy! He says, your favourite memory from 2025 with me. I don't know. We had some good times. I think us having fish and chips and watching Real Housewives on a Wednesday were so cool. Just a little midweek casual catch up. Yeah, a couple of times. What was it? 2 or 3 times, I think. It was super fun. I love that we get to do that together, and especially in winter when we trudge down to the fish and chip shop in our Ugg boots and grab some fish and chips and watch Real Housewives and do the debrief. I think that was super fun. So always love hanging out with you, Connor, always. Well guys, that's everything from the questions. Thank you so much to everyone who submitted questions. Hopefully you've enjoyed this and it's kept you company while you've been doing something mildly productive perhaps. I do a Q&A every now and then, so if you are keen, follow me on Instagram at Undone by Dale or hit subscribe down below, and I will promise I will invite you on YouTube as well if you don't use Instagram. So come back for my next video where I share with you what I got from Louis Vuitton, because I did promise to try and integrate it into these videos, these Q&As, but it hasn't happened. So I'll film a separate video. So I'll see you back for that one. Ciao.